As a child, we eventually learn our parents had a life before they were our parents. I found out my parents were real people long before they found that out about me. As a child, we learn from the TV and books what a parent is, and my mother was constantly redefining those lessons. She would tell me stories about her first real job at Walmart and her trip abroad with All Ohio Youth Choir. When I was about 12, I found an old souvenir box of hers that had mementos from that trip. I could see her smiling in pictures and standing by boys who were not my father. I learned of her past relationships in that little box, trinkets saved from her high school days. I loved that my mom was a real person and not just some super mom with a perfect sitcom story. All of my friends at school loved my mom, and I sometimes joked that they were friends with me just to get to her. One evening, years later, when my mother and I were up too late, as we often are, and arguing, as we sometimes fall into, I had to show my mom that I was also a full human being. A human who knows the good and the bad that the world has to offer. She had not seen the struggles my body had been through. I needed her to be proud of the things that I had carried myself through, regardless of the way my work in progress looked. And she needed to see she raised a strong human. So, I made sure she did. I shared my experience of sexual assault with my mom. She was surprised, but it helped her to understand me and the decisions I was making as an adult. And it helped me to understand myself. My mom has an identity outside of motherhood, and she knows I have an identity outside of daughterhood. I am still learning about my dad, the human, as he is still learning about me. While often the words are on the tip of my tongue, it is difficult for me to break the flow of our nightly phone calls or interrupt his music when we are driving together. I don't want to waste our time talking about the things I survived when I could talk about the excitement of my life yet to come. But there are always more things to say and less times to say them. This became increasingly clear after my dad's cancer diagnosis. I have seen him become a full human while dealing with his illness. Strong and vulnerable at the same time, especially when he talks to me about his changing sense of taste and the other unfortunate side effects of chemotherapy. He just calls these side effects the minor inconveniences that come with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. But I won't quite feel like a three-dimensional person until the people I love most and who understand me best know all there is to know about me. I still have some things to say.